Juggernaut teaser 23 with Ryan Reynolds and Josh Brolin. Let's see what film world he has to say about the Juggernaut. If this is all about, check this out.
With a mixed background regarding the origin story and still unfinished business could be just two of the reasons why the MCU could introduce the Juggernaut, one of X-Men's most powerful villains, and the title of the upcoming Captain America movie surely points towards his debut. Get ready, folks, as I prepare to first look into the Juggernaut, and I'm here to tell you everything I know so far, and without further ado, let's dive right in. Over the last couple of years, there's been one thing that many Marvel fans want to see, or rather a character they all want to see, Kane Marco, aka Juggernaut, and before you know it, it might be room for his appearance in the near future, particularly during MCU's Phase 5 or maybe Phase 6. Throughout history, in Marvel Comics, all the animated series, and the live-action appearance of Juggernaut, there have been a few alterations done to the character. For instance, instead of being an avatar of Kaitarak, he was a full-blown mutant in the X-Men live-action movies. However, there was one thing that never changed about the character, the sheer brutality and just how powerful he is, despite not any of the previous appearances coming close to his exact power, or should I say the power that he possesses and can unlock during dire times. For now, I'll stick with the live-action side of things, and then continue with everything else, and I want to do this to give you a clearer picture of the character, his past, and all of his endeavors, as well as what his past could potentially tell us for the future of the character, and how what he has done so far might impact what will come next for the character. Member of the Brotherhood of Mutants, Kane Marco was depicted as a mutant who fought alongside Magneto, the leader of the Brotherhood, and the one who recruited him after escaping imprisonment by US forces. Juggernaut's immense strength and loyalty made him one of Magneto's trusted generals. When Magneto wanted to recruit Jean, Juggernaut was faced with Wolverine and him getting out of the battle as the victorious one. During the Battle of Alcatraz, Juggernaut was sent to kill Leech, the source of the mutant cure, a place where he was encountered by Kitty Pryde. However, he knocked himself unconscious after Leech negated his powers, and he hit a wall trying to kill them both. The last time we saw Juggernaut in the X-Men franchise was then, and while many thought then he would die, there's simply because of the Phoenix Force being too powerful. He somehow managed to endure it all, whether it was due to his powers or by using the cure, something that is yet to be cleared out in the original timeline, as many like to say. In the revised timeline, Juggernaut found himself imprisoned in the Icebox, a top-security prison built into a mountain, designed to keep characters like the Juggernaut locked up. During the second Deadpool movie, Deadpool and Fire Fist were arrested and put in the same prison as Juggernaut, but the facility was quickly attacked by Cable, who wanted to kill Russell, aka Fire Fist, in order to stop an even greater evil in the future. During his time in prison, Russell befriended the Juggernaut by sharing his food with him. Because of the attack on the prison, all prisoners were able to hit that like button, just like you should if you haven't done so already. But no, in reality, all prisoners were scheduled for transport to another facility. In the meantime, Deadpool gathers up a team to stop the transport and rescue Russell. The team launched their assault on the prison truck. During the fight, Russell frees Juggernaut and the two escape, but not before Deadpool and Juggernaut come face to face with the latter, getting his body torn in two by the Juggernaut. Wilson, Cable, and Domino arrive at the new facility to stop Russell from becoming the monster he becomes in Cable's timeline. And everything goes as planned to some extent, with Juggernaut's powers proving too powerful for the team. Thankfully, Colossus arrives and distracts the Juggernaut long enough for Deadpool and the others to deal with Russell. Joined by the Negasonic Teenage Warhead and Yukio, Colossus manages to defeat the Juggernaut by throwing him into a pool and electrifying him with a severed power cable, which is also the last time we've seen the Juggernaut in the live action, with his actions in that universe probably revealing his next endeavors. Now as part of the MCU, which is somewhat evident by the fact that Deadpool will be jumping from that universe to the MCU, something that has been confirmed a while back, and not only that, but the Juggernaut could potentially become an even stronger version of the character. That is, if Marvel decides to take that path. Thanks to the Deadpool 2 movie, the Juggernaut could make his MCU debut with one of the most powerful forms, something that will be possible only if the MCU presents the character as Cytorak's avatar, so to speak. Much like in the comics, during the events of Fear itself, Culberson, Odin's evil brother, used a set of enchanted hammers to infect several of Marvel's most powerful heroes and villains, and one of those characters was Kane Marco, who was possessed by the spirit of Kurth, the Breaker of Stone. And after he left many of the X-Men at the death's doors, during his rampage across the United States, Colossus and Magic made their way to Cyttorak's realm, the Crimson Cosmos, and informed him of Marco's possession. Enraged by the fact that he's betrayed him, Cyttorak took his power back from Marco and made Colossus his avatar. And in many ways, Colossus' transformation into the Juggernaut was truly the blessing that Cyttorak promised it would be, because even without Cyttorak's powers, Colossus already possesses superhuman strength and endurance because of his mutant powers. And although magic managed to free Colossus from Cyttorak's grip, there's a possibility that the MCU could fuse Colossus with the power of Cyttorak, thus introducing not one but two characters in the MCU at once. Plus Colossus and the Juggernaut have already come face to face in history, hence a rivalry created that could be explored even further in the MCU. And if Colossus does end up getting possessed by Cyttorak's powers, then he could very well become the strongest version of the character, because the Juggernaut is not a person, but rather the power one possesses due to Cyttorak's influence on that individual. One of the upcoming projects that will take part in the MCU is the 4th Captain America New World Order installment, which opens up a lot of theories, including Juggernaut's debut, simple by the title given regarding the movie, which suggests that a powerful mutant could appear, because in Marvel Comics, Red Skull created the New World Order organization to smash that subscribe button and ring that notification bell. But no, on the more serious side of things, to take over the world, he set up a base in the Amazon jungle, a place where he trapped Smart Hulk and brainwashed him. The Avengers found out the location of the base and arrived to fight Hulk and stop the Red Skull. The title of the movie surely points toward Red Skull's return, as well as another villain who works with Red Skull in the New World Organization, the Juggernaut, because in that storyline, Red Skull needed someone powerful to match up with Hulk when he showed up, and who other than Kane Marco himself. And while the Juggernaut is technically not a mutant in Marvel Comics, the movies, as I mentioned before, always depicted him as one, and not him getting his powers from an enchanted gem given to him by Cyttorak. And outside of this, the only thing that the X-Men movies managed to stick to was that Charles Xavier is his brother, something that was pinpointed in the movies. With Deadpool's arrival to the MCU, there's a high chance that Marvel will also include the likes of Colossus and the Juggernaut into the mix. However, the downside to this is that the MCU will likely continue with the character being mutant and not following the origin of his powers from the comics. On the bright side, however, this would fit the character even if the Deadpool 2 version was a variant. A similar iteration could still fill the role of a villain with a lot of muscle that a current government forces uses him as a weapon in their attempt to take over the world. Outside of the upcoming Captain America 4 movie, a place where the Juggernaut could appear is the other very similar movie, according to many, the Thunderbolts movie, which is yet another indication that Marvel might already have a plan for the character, but for that to become true, we will have to wait and see how things will unfold in MCU's Phase 5 that is about to kick off with the next Marvel movie, Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania. See you in the next video.
Subscribe, like this video. Have a great night. See you guys. Bye.